Hey all, how we doing? How are we all doing today? We're in for a interesting stream today. We've got some drama going on with SUNNYV2, so very very interesting. I'm watching 2 streams at a time. What? You want a medal? So, SUNNYV2 released a video yesterday, I think it was. New video. Usually that's kind of like, ooh, very interesting. Ooh, something to look at, something to think about. Fun video. Hey, off we go. Anyways, not this time. Not this time. By a long shot. We're at the point where we're at the point where it might be a cancelling situation, which is absolutely insane. And I'm surprised the video is still up. I'm surprised he hasn't like unlisted it. I'm surprised it's still there. I've been going through the entirety of today worrying that he's going to take the video down. But luckily enough, it's still there. So ah, dear. Well, the fact that it's got 3.1 million views in like a day and a half or something. Absolute insanity. I think we're in for a treat today. We're having some controversy today. Yep. More controversy. More brain-dead controversy to add to the pile. Oh, why do I get this? Why do I get ads for this? I don't know why. Oh. Why do I get ads for this dog shit person? I get this fucking... I used to get it months ago and now it's cropping up again and I hate it. Come on, just... It's muted. We're not listening to this shit. Why aren't you watching the Paralive video where I react to SUNNYV2 video? So you have a reaction channel reacting to a reaction channel reacting to SUNNYV2. True! Was he actually... Is this...
They finally did it. They have fixed a problem that...
No. Ah, no, that's something else. I was kind of thinking that it was going to be about this. Nah. What? Oh. This is Fish's home. Literally just got home. We'll wait for her to say hi first, and then we'll watch this. It's only 9 minutes. It's actually one of the shorter videos on his channel. Normally the like over 10 minutes. It's pretty short. But one of the most controversial videos. I think you can probably tell. I don't have the dislike thing. But if we look at this
chosen
one,
to play any
as income. Oh wait, actually. Oh, okay. There's a lot more. Unless this has just been liked and disliked a hell of a lot more, probably. That's not a good Good judge that. It's this one. Wait, so Pyro's actually first this time. Wait, he's actually done a video
Mr.
about
Beast
this.
is finished.
He actually... Wait, what? He actually did it? Was this about the SUNNYV2 video? No, this isn't about This isn't about the SUNNYV2 video, though.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I've literally just walked in from work.
You right?
Yeah, you. You showed up today.
Hey.
That's why I've been took so long. But I always underestimate how long it takes. I always give myself half an hour to take up acrylic, when I know it takes at least 45 minutes.
Yeah, you said you'd be done by 7. You were done
I
by
said
8.
7:30, finished at 8. And you know what? I've got to leave for work again in exactly 12 hours.
Woohoo!
Because I've got to be in for half 8 in the morning.
Oh, it's an hard life.
Joys of being self-employed, isn't it? Don't finish till 8 o'clock, back in at half 8 next morning.
Wah.
Where?
When are we ordering food then?
Whatever you want. I thought you were watching something.
I am.
How long is it?
I don't know. Well, no, I do know. It's only 9 minutes, but that's not how long the stream's going to be. 9 minutes and that's it.
Damn. 19? I'm joking,
Wow.
guys. I'm not really going to take him off you that soon. Why don't
You'd like to.
Why don't I order at 9 so it gives you about an hour and a half?
Maybe a bit past that.
I'm ordering food at 9, guys. You've got him till about 9:30.
Jesus Christ. She's a demon.
I'm your demon, though.
Whoosh.
Yes. Do you want a glass of wine?
Yeah, sure.
I'm
Go on.
going to go put my pajamas on, and then I'll go down and grab a glass of wine.
Sophie, don't you dare take the fish from us. We need content.
I'm sorry, but I need my husband.
I think she wins.
I've literally... Did you not hear about the fact that I've literally just finished work? Didn't leave work till 8 o'clock tonight. I've been there since 9 o'clock this morning. And I've got to be back in for 8:30 tomorrow. Kind of want to spend some time with my husband. And I haven't seen my children very much today, so I win.
You haven't seen... Yeah, you've only seen
I saw
them
them
this
literally for half an hour this morning when we were getting them ready for work, for nursery.
And that's it, they're both asleep.
Yeah. Are they okay? We've
Yeah.
had good days at nursery.
Freya got hit by 2 kids, but apart from that...
Hit by 2 kids.
Yeah, that's what she told us.
Has that not come from nursery? That's come from her.
That's come from her. But she said that she told on him. So...
Oh dear. She's my daughter.
She's a snitch.
She's my daughter.
Oh, does he not have sub notifications? Yeah, I do have sub not. Why have you subbed with? Oh no, you have to actually. I think you have to do something to get it to show up on stream. I think. So if you've just subbed, hey, thanks, Mabik. Just sub with Prime. Well, they are sub notifications are a thing. But I'm pretty sure you have to select to do something for the notification to show up. I don't know. I have no clue. Don't ask me. So, drama time. Shut up, music. Drama time. So, SUNNYV2 came out with this video, which is horribly named from the start, called "Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for Mr. Beast." That is that title in itself is bad. So for those of you who don't know, Chris is has recently come out, I think like a couple months ago or a month ago, something like that, as being trans and being on HRT for a couple months. Obviously you get all the typical stuff from right-leaning people and that comes out, and you get all the drama happening from that. But it's been standard. It's been nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary. Then this video's dropped, and apparently it's pretty bad. It makes SUNNYV2 look like a piece of shit. But we're gonna judge it for ourselves. See how it goes. I'm surprised it's still up because the amount of hate that I'm getting. Sorry, the amount of hate that he's getting, not I'm getting. I literally posted someone. I retweeted it, actually. Someone posted what was it? This Polyage Things posted this. The YouTubers who ruin their image with one single video. Oof. So it doesn't seem like it's gonna be good for Sunny, but we'll have to judge that ourselves. All right, Gub. See you later, my dude. We just drama with you and your wife, Drum. Is Sunny usually an asshole, or I never? No, normally his videos are kind of okay. You've got like child celebrities have terrible lives, whatever. Dream's face reveal was an awful decision. That was a little controversial at the time, but well, let's go to later. I don't know why it always goes for you now. Stuff about, like, usually his videos are kind of okay. They're just telling a story. They're just explaining a situation, and that's it, really. There's not really a lot of drama when it comes to his videos. It's just explaining situations. It's not really even commentary. Did the thumbnail just change? No? No? Still on. No, it's still the same. Don't worry. No, it would probably be changing between these tabs. It's fine. Weird. But yeah, we're gonna watch and see what this is like.
Situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making—
What? Painted nails? Excuse me? But I've done that. Does that mean I'm one of them? Wow.
tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport."
To be fair, yeah, you can see a quite a bit difference, but like at this point he hadn't even started HRT yet, but he was most likely going through the process of getting onto HRT, so he was changing his the way he presented himself anyway. So, well.
Do you see any resemblance? Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better." Yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine.
Wait. I want to see the absolute... Oh, look at them. Gorgeous. Oh yeah, you can do that now. I forget you can do that. It can be full screen, but then you can scroll down. It's great. Beautiful. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't have them this long. I wouldn't have them this long. I'd only like them, like as in these, just standard length. But hey, look cool. Galaxy nails, yeah.
that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish."
And at this point, I think he probably will have started HRT, I think he's been doing it 2 or 3 months, so it's pretty close to this.
In which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is...
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother. That's kind of funny. Drum, if you would see me from 3 years ago and me now, you'd think I would take HRT too. Do it. Do it. It's always been something that's like been really interesting, like seeing people's transition. Even like literally just like 2 or 3 months on HRT, it just changes so much. It's so fascinating. Like how quickly people change. I find it really interesting. I don't know why. Chris be wearing stuff that I want to wear but never dare to do. I've started trying to be a bit more myself. But I'm getting there. It's I'm still very conscious of what I wear and how I present myself, and I really shouldn't care. I really shouldn't care at all, but I feel like I'm getting better. What I need is a complete wardrobe overhaul. I've got so much crap that I don't like, or just looks terrible, but I don't have the money to replace it.
Getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating how did Chris go from this to this, while others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual.
Yeah, because as soon as you turn gay, you suddenly turn feminine at the same time. That's the same thing. They go hand in hand. Gay, you're now feminine. There is no such thing as a masculine gay person. Nah. What kind of brain dead take is that? Oh, he's so like, how stupid. Uh-oh. Hey Pen, how you doing?
Years before he and Carl had even met.
Also, I want to use my alt to let everyone know that I am bisexual, and when I told a few people I did when I was 16, I got a lot of negative backlash from my friends/family. Like, I feel really bad for people like that. Like, he got a lot of negative backlash from his friends and family. I kind of understand it not understand it, but I understand it will happen from just the general public because people are shit. But when it comes from friends and family, that's just... Oh, I feel so bad for these people. That even their friends and family can't just support them. Just know if the people around you don't love and support you, we always will. Aww. And this was back in 2020. This was 2.5 years ago that he came out as bi. Okay.
The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead...
Ain't no way bro actually left his wife and kid. I've seen this a few times. Like, just because he's now trans, suddenly his wife and kids don't mean anything anymore, apparently. Like, he said that him and his wife are basically broken up now. Like, they're not divorced or anything, but like they've been kind of separated for a while now. But like he's still going to look after his kid the exact same way. Like, what? He's not gone anywhere. He's just now trans. Pyro said that he still visits his son regularly. Yeah. And why wouldn't he? Like,
Instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires.
what?
Did the dog be sad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just a bugger for begging.
She's just bouncing around. That's all. I'm just double checking.
Yes.
And raising a family with his beautiful wife, to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails.
So now a man bun is also a woman thing. Oh my god. People really have some warped vision of what a man is. It's really weird. It's really weird to like judge people like that. It's gotta be so miserable to think like that.
As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media.
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the
Like-
Kids' Choice Awards looking like this before making
Looking like I don't like how he said looking like this. But so far, Sunny hasn't said anything. It's actually, so far, 3 minutes into the video, it's fine. I'm not gonna lie, Chris looks good here. Look at that hair, that is amazing. Like, shame for the, like, receding hairline a bit here. But Chris looks great. He looks good. Wonder if he has natural curls. Nah, dude. That's artificial. That's been curled. That's been curled artificially. Nothing about that is natural. Come on, dude. Come on.
showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months.
Right, okay, so that was April, so April 6th. Like, it just shows how quickly Sunny put this video together as well. It's been 8 days since this post. So he'd been on it for 2 months, so he started, based on that, he started around the start of February.
According to a quick Google search, is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me."
GNC? What does GNC mean? Oh wait, gender non-conforming. Is that what it means? That's what it means, isn't it? Yeah. Like, basically, you're not cis. Yeah? Yeah?
Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies, which received a positive response from both Carl and Mr. Beast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to.
I saw this post, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too. Oh, shit. Yeah, like Jimmy seems like one of the best millionaires you'll ever come across. He seems pretty cool. But yeah, I saw this when I was flicking through Twitter on that day, on April 6th. I was flicking through Twitter and I saw this, and I'm just like, why? What the fuck is going on? What does this even mean? There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. No, I'd say it's a pretty good father figure, showing that you can be who you want to be. You don't have to worry about what other people think. Just be who you want to be. Oh, I've got this white. Is that from the video? Oh no, it's actually from the. Oh, that's a name.
Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man time.
This is a whole weird thing. I don't know where this is, but like it's putting in quotes. Who said this? Hard times create strong men. Hard times can potentially create strong people. Yes. Strong men create good times. People being happy create good times. Don't think people need to be strong. Yeah, boomer quote. Yeah, exactly. Good times create weak men. So if you enjoy yourself, if you have a happy life, then you are a weak man. Then I want to be the weakest man of them all. Quote me now. I am a weak man. And weak men create hard times. So he's saying like it goes in a loop. Like Chris is now at the weak man stage, and will like creating hard times, and will loop round to becoming a strong man again with enough time. Weirdly. Oh, and by the way, Chris, if I say he or she or whatever, when I'm referring to Chris, Chris just doesn't care. He doesn't have any pronouns at the moment. He just goes by whatever. So if I'm calling him he, oh, I'm saying if I'm calling him he, yeah. It's not misgendering him. It's fine. Oh yeah, I know. That's what I normally do. That's what I normally do. I've gotten a lot better with it. Ever since Galaxy came out, being trans. What was it like? A year and a half ago? Yeah, I think it was like a year and a half ago. I've gotten so much better because it's always been something that I've struggled with, is like changing the language with what I refer to someone as, especially if I've referred to that person as a specific thing for a decent amount of time. Switching that up and being consistent with it can be quite a struggle, because you don't do it purposefully. You just saying things, and then suddenly you say the wrong thing. But I feel like I've gotten a lot better with it now. So thank you, Galaxy, for forcing me to go through that. With your unboxing look, you should be a very strong man. I've gone through so much hard times with my unboxing look. I am the strongest of men. Oh, I like that. I like that. I hated the fact I had to change it. Hey, you had to change what?
Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love."
Yes, that bit right there explains it all. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people. It's taught by people. All this hatred towards just like everyone is something that's taught. And I just don't understand how people can be so hateful towards other people. It seems exhausting. Even just like thinking about being like trying to imagine myself being hateful and like having a hatred towards specific people, and then imagining my life with that hatred all the time, it feels miserable. It'd drain me. I'd go insane. Which is clearly what's going on with these people. The way you froze made me think my internet crashed. Anyway. Not exhausting when it feels natural. No, but it's not that. It's the actual hatred. It's having the actual hatred and constantly hating something and finding issues with something. And it just feels, it seems miserable. It seems like you just have a miserable life having this hate towards something, which some people like take as like a personality trait. Them hating particular people, they just like they make it a personality trait, and it's mad. Right.
Only know love.
Personally,
I know
I
I'm going to
couldn't do
be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker. Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that, I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic."
Yes, the only reason he chose to be trans was to paint his nails and act zesty. That was it. That was it. He just did it for the fun of it. I don't get this. You ripped apart your family based on what? Him and his wife aren't together, but that doesn't mean like specifically he did it. People, and they're always talking about a father figure. Families don't necessarily need a father figure. They just need people to look up to. They don't need specifically a mother or a father or anything like that. They just need people to look up to. So when generally the right are like talking about father figures and the lack of them, wild to me. And this guy, 97, so this guy's, I would assume, is 25, 26 years old. And he's thinking this way. And today I will divorce my wife and leave my financial stability so I can be feminine.
He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone.
He will get torn apart at school. Oh right, his son. I was gonna say, like, what are you talking about? Won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Like, that will potentially happen at times, but if we don't change, if we don't like allow these things to gradually change, they won't ever change and they won't ever get better. Like, these things will potentially happen because there will be hateful people out there that teach the kids hateful stuff, and it will lead into school and there'll be stuff like that. But I feel like it's not going to be that bad. It's not actually. I think people like this big it up as a lot worse than it is, because they're imagining how their school life was and thinking, oh, if there was someone that had a trans mother, father in my school, they would get torn apart. We would bully the shit out of them. And it's like, yeah, maybe 10 years ago, it'd be a different landscape, but like It's insert current year. Like, times change. People aren't always hateful. Some people actually care. The more and more people that are becoming accepting of trans people is growing by like a significant amount, which is nice. It's still got a way to go, but like, yeah, you're gonna run into issues. But to say that Chris has done this to his child, has created this problem for his child, that is not fair at all on Chris. Like, Chris can't just be himself. He has to pretend to be someone else because of the hateful people in the world. It's mad. Dang, I had straight parents, and I also didn't have friends around my house and was different. Shit does. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. The kids at school aren't gonna care. The only kids at school that will care are the ones that have the really shitty parents that teach their kids to be hateful like that. Everyone else won't care. A lot of people on the right have this really weird belief that the majority of people in the US don't support trans people and want traditional values and all that. When it's like, even on the right, even like literally even on the right, it's not just the left, on the right, probably like 99% of people don't give a shit. 99% of the people on the right actually don't care. We just have so much drama and divisiveness because of the vocal minority. But I feel like it's that on both sides. You get issues with the left because of a general vocal minority, because there are some crazy people on both sides. But it's when they say things that just completely aren't true. Yeah.
Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure? Although Chris was...
Father figure again. Who cares about a father figure? These people have this warped idea that you need a father figure to be successful in life. And then their idea of a father figure is someone who's, like, basically abusive. And most likely, their own fathers were abusive in some way. But that's what they see as a father figure. It's mad.
Wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from Mr. Beast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe.
What? What's this supposed... I'm sorry I keep pausing on like every single tweet. But what's this supposed to mean? In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. So he's trying to... This guy is trying to say that his friends right now are just going, yes, we support you, but actually don't? This guy has the belief that normal people wouldn't just accept you. Normal people like Jimmy wouldn't just accept you for being trans. He's just trying to be nice. He's just being a yes man. In the future, he's gonna change. He's gonna change and show his true colors. It's this warped idea that people have. Like they genuinely think that most people don't like trans people. Like, what kind of fairyland do they live in?
Mr. Beast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life.
Ruin his own life. No, the point is he's able to be himself, so he's happier. No, you haven't missed it all. We're 5 minutes in. Alpha male, and this like AI generated face, because that is not him. That is some AI generated shit. Watch Opal next. I have no idea what that is. Everyone who names himself as an alpha is the most omega male I've seen. Beta male. Yeah, what's an omega male? You froze again, but that time my internet actually went out. How bad your internet?
In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic.
I think this is pretty ironic. He's going, oh, look at that dislike ratio. But I can imagine the dislike ratio on this video is a ratio. That's my guess. Now this motherfucker is an epsilon. Somewhere even further down the line, perhaps even delta.
Within the videos. For example, in a recent live stream titled Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, while everybody participated.
I saw the little post that was made about this. It is no, I watched the pyro video that mentioned this. Oh my god, it's people reaching to find an issue. There's so many people that really reach to find any little issue where there isn't one. Am I still live? I'm still here, aren't I? Sorry, I just got a message in my chat saying welcome to the chat room, like it had reset. Okay, alright, it's fine, cool.
As usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company.
I wonder what the actual issue was.
Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
Did it make him uncomfortable? Like, I feel like Sunny's adding to it now, saying, oh, making these jokes that made Jimmy uncomfortable. It's like, was he uncomfortable there? Or was that him just looking at the screen to see what it was and then just giving a little chuckle? Haha, funny. He was smiling at that silly comment, yeah. And Chris always took shots. Yeah, like it's not something that's like suddenly different. He's making jokes that he hasn't before. Like he's still the same guy making the same jokes. Literally being like a childhood friend. Chris was his first ever subscriber on his channel. He's been around for that long. I'm a Mr. Beast watcher since the very beginning, so I know, to be honest. I haven't watched a single Mr. Beast video, I'll be honest. It doesn't appeal to me. It's very it kind of appeals to a younger audience. But I can appreciate the people involved and the entertainment that it brings people.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind, Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
What did he put?
That is my tagline.
Jimmy tries to divert conversation in any way possible. So it's weird because now Sunny, okay, this is where Sunny's actually changing stuff now, and he's actually adding to the problem. This is the first kind of instance in the video, we're 6 minutes in, where Sunny's starting to get a bit cringe himself. Like, again, I don't think Jimmy's trying to divert the conversation at all. He's just he's found something else and going, oh yeah, this is what we need. Like, what?
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments.
Again, was that awkward? He was literally thinking, right, what, like, rather than saying shirt, what should I say? What should I say? Shoes. It wasn't oh, this is an awkward moment. Oh, shoes. It was literally him just thinking, right, I'm not going to say shirt like the other two are saying. I'm going to say shoes instead. It just took him a second to figure it out. It's literally like, if we watch that back.
That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream
Like the smile that Mr. Beast did, right as he said it, is like a genuine, like, look at that. That's a genuine smile. That isn't a fake smile that he's putting on there. You just saw the dislike ratio. I haven't got the dislike extension thing on, so I have no idea what the dislike ratio is right now. I can just imagine it's pretty bad. Tell me, show me. Send me a screenshot of it. You calling me a kid now? Yes. Yep. You like whizzy fast shouty man. My ADHD brain just goes wee when I see him, okay? Jimmy's also a very busy guy, so he maybe is a bit absent in general in that stream and other things he has in his head. Yeah, but I've got a good guess as to why things might have been a little more awkward than usual in this stream. And we'll wait until everything's talked about, until I say that. The guy that did the Mr. Beast meme... Oh, that meme. It said that Jimmy barely has any time because he has to go from project. Yeah, like he's constantly doing things. He's the kind of person where he's just always thinking about and doing things all the time. He doesn't sit and just relax. He's constantly doing things. And he's always been like that. I'm pretty sure he prefers to be like that. Didn't he? I feel like I remember him saying he tried to take a break for a bit and it just didn't work. He was miserable. Very unfortunate time. What? This guy? Oh, timestamp wise. 6:21? Am I missing a reference here? Let's add an E to it. Add an E to it and say the numbers alone. E621. What? Oh no. You piece of shit. Okay. Fuck. Fuck. What have I done? What have I done? Fuck me.
Stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time.
Okay. It seems like we're finished talking about that stream. So my guess about why that stream was a little bit more awkward overall was based, and I kind of got this from the Pyro video, I think, that I watched earlier today. Based on the chat, based on the stream chat, apparently there was a lot of not nice comments flying through the chat constantly. So obviously there's always that you've got to think about and try and ignore and try not to think, but then it's always on your mind as you're seeing it fly through the chat constantly. And like they might feel awkward because they might not want Chris to see those comments and they don't know how Chris is reacting. Like there's all sorts of reasons why they'd feel awkward about the comments that are flying through the chat. It's got nothing to do with them basically spending time with Chris. It's literally the hate that's coming through the chat and the feeling awkward about that. Not in a, oh, we wish Chris wasn't here kind of way, but in a, oh, we feel bad for Chris kind of way. Ratio in DMs. You've ratioed me in DMs. Okay. Ooh, okay, that's the hidden dislikes, okay. That's not as bad as I thought it'd be. I'm not gonna lie, that's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Oh yeah, I forget you can't do that. That is so annoying. So goddamn annoying. Just give me... Oh yeah, no, that's the best thing. Just open it. It's okay, it's not as bad, but for a Sunny video, for a Sunny video, that is terrible. That is so bad. So bad. Rip.
But is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation. Is really going to happen? They started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen?
Of course it is. Of course it's going to happen. It's just like right now it's a hot topic. It's the current goings on. It will... I feel like it'll very quickly just die out, especially if people just don't, especially if the MrBeast crew and people around him like just ignore all the hate. Just let it kind of like happen. I feel like it'll go pretty quickly. Because once the people that hate on it and want to talk about it constantly get tired of talking about it because no one's reacting to it, then they'll gradually drift away. And the people that actually want to watch the content, that actually don't care about it, will carry on watching, and it'll carry on from there.
Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place?
Jeopardize some of the personality traits. Jeopardize. His personality's the same. Pretty sure his personality hasn't changed What do you mean?
Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos.
Why is Sunny thinking about the adding to the value of the videos when it comes to this? That is such a weird thing to like suddenly think about. I know he's trying. I know he's changed to start talking about the impact on the channel, but at the same time, you're like, what? Why? Why are you saying this?
Better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him.
What's going to get the most views? It's like, the MrBeast crew don't care. Well, obviously they care, but they don't care that that's an issue.
Having the usual.
Yes. I love you.
Love you too. I'm going to order in a minute.
Okay. Chris isn't a character, they're an actual... Yeah, exactly. This isn't some manufactured TV show. This is a bunch of people who seem to really enjoy what they're doing, and they're just creating content. And they support this person, Chris, in transitioning and doing what they want to do. And they don't care about the backlash or the resulted like drop in viewership, which I feel is going to be so minimal. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive...
But why would he add... Like, he's saying, like, Chris coming out as trans and making this transition is taken away from the videos, and so he has to add it back, or he's trying to judge it on how will this improve the videos? Like, will it help the video? It's like, I don't understand why he's made a video talking about that aspect of it.
LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of...
Alright, crap take incoming.
Relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video.
Sunny's basically saying here that he's probably not trying to say this, but there's no other way of framing it. That Chris coming out as trans was a way of just adding diversity to the content. Like, how did he word this now?
And if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of...
Over-the-top LGBT characters. So, Sunny's saying that Chris coming out as trans is them just adding an over-the-top LGBT character, and that's not going to help the MrBeast brand. What are you saying, Sunny? What are you saying? That's probably the worst thing he's said yet. Why? There's a difference between LGBTQ characters being shoehorned into something where it's clear that the character's personality is that they're LGBTQ, and then a character being there for like they just fit in and are LGBTQ. And it doesn't, like, And in this case, Chris, he's just there and he's LGBTQ. He's T. Chris is there and he's T and B. BT. Chris BT. It's not shoehorning in something. It's not putting something where it doesn't belong. And Q. Wait, which one's Q? Which one's Q? Oh wait, is Q queer? What does that actually mean anymore? I forget what that actually means nowadays. I'll be honest. It's the same fucking comment that every right-wing nut job says. Yeah, exactly. You see it so much. When the perfect example is the Last of Us episode 3 or 4, when there was that gay couple, and there was certain scenes that were a bit not explicit, but they were a bit suggestive. I haven't actually seen it myself because I haven't seen the series. I just know that there's that kind of scene there. People lost their minds. They lost their friggin' minds over two gay guys on screen potentially doing it off camera. And then they go, "Oh, they're just doing it for inclusion. They're doing it for diversity. It's the left gone mad, wokeness." And it's like, no, it's just two characters that happen to be gay. A part of the story. That's it. As far as I can tell, because I haven't seen it myself. As far as I can tell from what people have been saying about it, being gay isn't their personality trait. It isn't something that the show tries to push on. It's literally they're gay and that's it. Which is how you write LGBT characters. That's how you write them. You don't, because there are examples of characters like that being shoehorned in and their personality is their sexuality. And it's cringe. It is cringe. And there are legitimate criticisms for that. But a lot of the time, that's not what happens. I saw a gay couple a few times in my village, but I never was able to interact with them yet. And it pisses me off. I really want to have some IRL gay friends. Oh, right. Like, I can imagine it's nice to have people that have the same kind of mindset, the same kind of sexuality, like things that you have in common that you can relate to. You can relate to each other. You can talk to each other about issues that you can actually relate to. Yeah, I can imagine it's pretty nice to have that. Either I saw them when driving by them, or when I didn't have time for a chat. I'm not someone who would just stop people in the street and chat to them. My granddad, on the other hand, he lives to walk down, to go walking and just accost every single person he comes across. And doesn't understand that not everyone wants to do that. To the point where people... It's known now that people see my granddad off in the distance and find some way of diverting off so they don't have to talk to him. Which you feel bad for him, but at the same time it's like, come on, not everyone wants to talk to you for half an hour. He's a very talkative person. He's adorable. He's adorable. He just doesn't understand that not everyone wants to talk as much as he does. He's a proper old-fashioned guy where you go and talk to people, you socialize and get to know people. And it's, yeah, nah.
Relatability rarely works as intended and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be
But he's also like, I'm sorry I keep pausing it so much. It takes forever to get through videos with me. He's also insinuating that in that last bit, let me just hear him say
relatability rarely works as intended and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video.
Often no more than a distraction of the premise of the show or the video. So he's saying that Chris being trans again is like some distraction from the actual video. It's like the videos that they're making aren't centered around Chris's sexuality. So why would that ever be an issue? Chris's sexuality doesn't play any part in the Mr. Beast videos. So in what world does it matter? It only matters to people who are transphobic. That is literally it. There's no, like... Sonny, please, Sonny needs to take the L on this. He needs to take the L. He needs to take this video down and issue an apology. Like a proper apology. And understand that you can't just say these, like, the things he's saying. It's... How... Like, he writes a script, obviously. How does he write this and think, this makes sense? This won't cause any issues. Sonny acts like Chris goes around and says every 5 minutes, hey, I'm Chris and I'm trans. Exactly. No, he's just being himself in his video, in the videos. And his sexuality doesn't come into it at all. No, like, never. That's it. Am I going crazy? I don't understand what the actual issue is. Like, now I've framed it that way in my head. It's like, yeah, why does it matter if he's trans? Especially for the Mr. Beast content. Why the fuck does it matter if he's trans? It's not actually changing any of the content. The only people that would actually have a problem with it are the transphobic people, which there aren't that many of them anyway. So they can piss off. Fine, it's actually better to not have them in your community. And you'll actually, because of all this drama, there will be a chunk of people who actually start watching to either support Chris and the stuff he does, or just for the fact that it's now known to them that, like, obviously it's pretty hard to avoid Mr. Beast content, but like it potentially brings more people to watch the videos that normally wouldn't have. So at the end of the day, I feel like it's not really gonna make a difference. Obviously there's gonna be the like-dislike ratio on the Mr. Beast videos for a while now, is going to be a bit funky. It's going to be a bit weird, whilst the haters, the vocal minority decide to push their hate and dislike the video and make comments and do all that. But that's such a small amount of people that are actually doing it. Eventually that will die out a lot, and I feel like you won't see any change.
On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation...
Wait, sorry, he just keeps saying stuff that I'm just like, what do you mean?
Video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the...
It can be uncomfortable and unrelatable
silent majority.
For the silent majority. No, again, I don't think people care. People don't have to relate to Chris. Just like, how are people relating to Mr. Beast? How are people relating to Jimmy? He's a like ADHD, like must be ADHD riddled millionaire. How are people relating to him? So then why is the audience not being able to relate to Chris matter at all? And I feel like it'd only be awkward for the people, again, who have some weird issues with trans people, who you don't really want in the community anyway. I relate to Megatron. He's a hunk. SUNNYV2. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, you said.
Although, as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the Mr. Beast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my base if I got it.
The problem is, this type of situation is probably the last thing that Mr. Beast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted.
Jimmy's just trying his best to smile. Like, they try and this thing happens, and they assume they assume that Jimmy's uncomfortable with it. So then everything now everything Jimmy does, he's gonna be. People are gonna be looking into it like, oh, we're gonna find. Oh, yep, nope, he's being awkward there. That's because of Chris. Chris has caused that. Chris is making Jimmy uncomfortable. There you go. And it's just going to be that constantly, because throughout that stream, there was, I think it was in the Pyro video, showed a clip where Chris, like, shuffles, like the tiniest little bit towards Jimmy. And in reality, I don't even think Chris even moves anywhere, just does a little shuffle in his seat. And apparently Jimmy pulls a face or just looks awkward. And it's like, no, it's a live stream that was like over an hour long. He's not going to look like super hyped to be there the whole time. It isn't, oh no, Chris is getting too close to me. Oh, like, they've literally been friends for years and years. Chris coming out as trans isn't going to suddenly change that. Especially for someone like Jimmy. Jimmy would just accept, from how he's presented himself, he would just accept anyone at this point. He seems like a very accepting person. So he's like pretty much his best friend coming out as trans. It's not going to be an issue whatsoever. People are just trying to find an issue with it.
As the bad guy, it's a lose-lose situation for Mr. Beast.
Yeah, this.
I think Jimmy
it was
is
that. It was that. Like, literally just now, Chris has like shuffled in his seat, or like it was framed that he like shuffled towards Jimmy, but really doesn't go anywhere. And then Jimmy's reaction here is seen as awkwardness.
Position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for Mr. Beast. I think Jimmy is in an innocent.
Hi. You're back.
I went to let the dog in, so I came for a kiss.
You missed me today.
I have missed you today.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting ready for a cuddle. Wow. it has taken you...
I don't drink like you do.
No, it's taken you an hour to get through 8 minutes of a video.
Has it been an hour? Oh yeah, that's actually, yeah. I do...
I know.
I pause, I talk for like 3 minutes, and then I play for 5 more seconds, and then pause and talk for 3 more minutes. There's so much stuff to talk about. Come on.
Escapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. And
I think Jimmy's in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. Why would he? Why is that something that's even been framed as something that's going to potentially happen? Why would he kick out Chris? Why has that even been brought up? And then if he doesn't, his channel will die. So this guy is saying that if Chris stays in the videos, still stays as part of the channel, it's going to die. What we at right now? What's Mr. Beast? Mr. Breast, where is he? 145 million subs. The channel is going to die if Chris stays there. Someone being trans on the team is going to kill the channel of 145 million subs. These people are completely delusional. Completely delusional. Where did he get this information from? Like 13 days ago, they released a video. They got 112 million views. That is absolutely batshit insane.
We're gonna play on this.
Like, what's the usual views? Oh my Jesus Christ! Wait, I hate this For You thing. It's so stupid. As if he actually did this. This was 5 years ago. Saying Logan Paul 100,000 times. And then he even did a PewDiePie one as well. What? And they're like the lower viewed videos. This is 112, 100, 133, 110, 145, 139, 103, 206! 206! 165, 91. That was very that was a dip. That was a dip. 103, 127, 132, 76. Oof. Oof. People. Oh wait, no, that was part. Oh no, that was what? Okay. Yeah, people really didn't care for that one. But even for the lower end, it's still 76 million views. That is so much fucking money for one video. 181, 158, 131, 192, 87, 70. Okay. 148. Wait, that actually got 403 million views. The Squid Game thing. Apparently that cost like 4 million to make. Or something. Or 3 million, was it? I think they planned for it to only cost 1 million, and then it was like, oh, well now it's 2 million. Oh, okay, now it's 3 million. It kind of got out of hand. Fucking insane! 250 million? Like, what's his most popular? Yeah, the Squid Games one. And then that last leaves the circle. Yeah, I can understand that. Solitary confinement, buried alive. Press this button to. Oh yeah, I remember that. Was that the app thing? Was that the? Or was that something else? So basically, yes, Chris is going to kill the channel. That is a guarantee. The channel will die for real. For realsies. Is it Mr. Beast also the most sub channel on YouTube at the moment? No. He's most like... Wait, most subbed YouTube. Cocomelon! No, Mr. Beast is 4th, but in terms of like proper YouTubers, yes, he's the biggest one. Like, it's not a brand channel, so yes, he's the highest one. Like, remember the PewDiePie versus T-Series drama? Yeah. 240 million subs now. More than double what PewDiePie has. That is mad. Then you've got Cocomelon as well, 157. Frey watches Cocomelon every day. It is so bad. And then Sony Entertainment Television India. What is with India and just having a monopoly on YouTube channels? What's the, like, T-Series is India. Sony Entertainment Television India suddenly is the 3rd highest subbed channel on YouTube. Why? Look, there's so many Indian... Wait, look, you can see there's so many Indian channels. In the top 50, half of them are Indian. Look at it! Look at it! Way more than the US. That's fucking mad. Absolute madness. But yes, it'll die. It'll die.
An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label.
The thing is, Sunny's actually agreeing with that comment. And to me, that comment's the most brain-dead comment about this whole thing. This next, please, please, please. What have you sent me? Oh, a Jack Stauber thing. Wait, have I watched that yet? Or did I watch another Jack Stauber thing? I think I watched another Jack Stauber thing. Cost him 3 million to make, and he got like 500k from it without the sponsor. No. Oh yeah, without the sponsor. No, I think I remember watching something where he said that they basically earned about 3 million from it, but it cost 3 million to make it, so they didn't make any money from it. Maybe. It's 12 minutes! Dude, it's taken me over an hour to get 8 minutes into a 9-minute video. How long do you think it's going to take me to get through 12 minutes? Jimmy is trying to stay strong, but he actually wants to cry. Who is saying this? People are making fan fiction right now. People are just creating fan fiction. China. India is the 2nd most populated country, and they don't have internet restrictions like China. Yeah, but why? Like, I know the most populated country, but why is YouTube such a like gold mine for them? Why did they all gravitate towards YouTube? It's so weird. China, you muppet.
Label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's trans.
You can tell he's weirded out, but can't do anything because of backlash and because it's Chris. You can tell he's weirded out based on what? People just make things up.
A silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer Mr. Beast videos.
But how much of the audience is that actually? I feel like it's literally like maybe like 2% of the audience. Even if it's like 10% of the audience, is at the end of the day, it's not even that much of an issue. And then the amount of people that like they'll bring, like new people they'll bring to the channel. I feel like it's not even going to be that bad. But we'll see when the next video comes out. We'll see when the next Mr. Beast video releases. That's going to be the indicator of how much it's affected the channel. I don't know, but T-Series is just a TV channel at this point, so maybe people use it as a TV replacement. Oh, yeah, in terms of T-Series, but like there's so many Indian channels that are like really high subbed. Like the Sony one. Why is the Sony one so highly subbed? When like it just seems so weird to me. That they have some higher fascination with YouTube. Or is like YouTube one of their like main media sources in India? How is it weird? It is weird!
If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing—
His friend really put him in a mess of a situation. Nope, because Jimmy will have been informed of this well in advance. They're making out that Chris just, like, announced this, and it's a surprise to Jimmy and everyone. It's like, Jimmy will have known about this basically from the start, most likely. Oh no! I'm forced to keep my best friend in my show. What am I gonna do? Oh my god. The logic just doesn't make any sense to me. He didn't put him in a mess of a situation whatsoever. Chris made a choice. Well, made a choice. Decided to be who he wanted to be. Jimmy supported that. And will have known about it before, well before it was announced to everyone. So he's not putting Jimmy in any sort of situation. Jimmy's like going, yes, I don't care. This is happening. Sunny L. This has the L stamp of approval? The stamp of L.
might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
By avoiding... He got this successful by avoiding this kind of drama. The thing is, there is no... The drama is people being transphobic. To me, that's not drama. That's people being shit. Mr. Beast, Jimmy isn't creating drama. Chris isn't creating drama. The people who are transphobic are the ones that are creating the drama. Okay, right. So, this video, it's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie. I thought it'd be 10 times worse, and it'd be a lot of victim blaming. But still, the things that Sunny adds to it, like Sunny keeps like mentioning things that other people have said, but then Sunny would actually add things to situations that are just like, what? Like with the stream, he'd say things that are like, no, that's not what's happening, Sunny. What are you saying? It's just this video has ruined Sunny's reputation. It has ruined his reputation. It is this. This goddamn video. He's got to make a video on himself now. He's got to add himself to this video. He's got to re-edit it. To be fair, I would honestly respect and laugh the shit. What am I trying to say there? I would actually love it if he did a video, like redid this video and added himself to the end. That would actually be pretty funny. But yeah, it's not as bad as people were making out for it to be, but it's still like very victim blaming. It's basically saying in non-specific terms, Chris coming out has caused problems for Mr. Beast. Chris shouldn't be able to be himself because it causes problems. And it's just like, oh my god, trending SUNNYV2. What are people saying? SUNNYV2 walking into his parents' room while they fucking to complain about the unnecessary sex scene. What the fuck? Wow, what a twat. Okay, so you've got like crappy people that here that just. What's the actual W? What does this mean? I don't know how someone can take away from the video anything good. SUNNYV2 after finding why he's trending on Twitter. Yeah, because he's Australian, isn't he? So he's like 12 hours from me. He's like 12 hours in front. So the whole drama that kicked off with this video happened mostly while he was asleep. So we'll see what his reaction is going to be to everything very soon. Because it'll be like 9, 10 a.m. where he is now. He'll be getting up to all of this shit. So much drama. When he went to bed, he'll realise there was a little bit of drama, but thought, it's fine. It's just people being a bit too sensitive about it. And he wakes up, and it's going to be the biggest. He's going to have to take the biggest L imaginable. Got 200 channel points, only 2.7k left for that one case opening. Wow. Sunny also got in drama with Skeppy like a year ago. Skeppy, I have no idea who Skeppy is. Yeah, Sunny's been in some very small dramas over the last like year or two. He's been in some very small ones. Very minor. This one is massive. This one's a landmark in his channel. The fact that SUNNYV2 and Mr. Beast are both trending on Twitter doesn't seem very good. Rip Mark. Wait, has someone from the script died? Okay. Interesting. SUNNYV2 is scum. Such an invasive video talking about Chris's fucking marriage and equating it to their transition being the reason why they and his wife split, and saying this, which is straight up dehumanizing, treating them like a fucking character instead of a human being. Yeah, that's what the video did. It treated, like, most of it most of the video I was talking about, like, the impact on the channel, was just treating Chris like a character in a TV show, rather than the human being that he is. But yeah, even Jay Aubrey, well, this is the most dogshit. This is one of the most dogshit videos I've ever seen. Sonny's conclusion practically blames Chris for not taking the MrBeast brand into account before transitioning. Lamau. Imagine showing such little regard for the welfare of a human being. Absolute madness. You... Yo! Okay, this is a silly comment. Yes, she's in the thumbnail, but that's nothing. SUNNYV2 posting the worst video I've ever seen. He's gonna wake up, which he should be awake right now. And he's like, "Oh shit!" I'm surprised he hasn't delisted it. Like at this point, it's got 3.2 million views. He's got the views. The money is there. He's already got the money. He should delist it now. He should just remove it and try and do some, at least some damage control, and try and figure things out. Him basically choosing to leave it up right now is, I feel like, one of the worst decisions. The irony of these two SUNNYV2 videos being next to each other on his channel is so funny to me, considering what's probably about to come. Let's hope he has a cute dog to hold into the camera. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do this video. Oh no. Like, people hated the title of the video before they'd even watched the video. They hated the title, making the worst title imaginable, just to be cancelled on Twitter not even 2 hours after making it. Oh yeah, I never thought about the subs and how they'd be affected. Wait, what's it look like now? Social Blade. Why have I done that? I should have just... SUNNYV2. Right, it's in the same state. We don't know. 3.38. But he's lost subs. That's like the first time he's lost subs. Look at that. Yeah, it's like the first time ever since he, like, kicked off and done good. The first time he's actually lost subs. Bruh. Yeah, I feel like he's not a transphobe, he's just an idiot. He's just an idiot. SUNNYV2 is based. Trans L's. Imagine creating a Twitter to post trans L's. Wow. I don't know. To be fair, that's a good ratio for, like, from an account that's about clowning on trans people. That's a good ratio. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I watched.
Where you're not sure of what you
Wait.
don't fucking understand.
Like, this is the lightning guy. This is the meme guy.
Don't fucking understand. Like, how are you guys living in 2023 with all the shit that we've seen growing up? And you motherfuckers really be astonished and blown away when somebody wants to change their gender. It should be like, you know what it should feel like when somebody wants to change their gender? It should be like you just woke up and smelled the air. Like it should just be normal at this point. Like I seen the tweet and I was like, why are people in an outrage for this dude wanting to like be whoever the fuck he is? Like, or I don't know if they've actually labeled themselves as something else, but it just doesn't bother me. Like I feel like if you're upset over somebody's sexuality, you got something going on in your personal mental to maybe where you're not sure of what you are. Because if you're a real actual masculine man, it shouldn't bother you what somebody else does. Like it shouldn't have bothered you if Dwayne Wade's, you know, such and such wanted to decide to be a daughter instead of a son. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like it's just the normality. It's either you practice the shit or you don't, but it shouldn't like really fuck with you. Like, damn, what the fuck? Yeah.
True. Imagine. Yes, that guy. Right, LTG meme. The guy. All of that was from low tier god, the guy. The meme guy. Oh yeah, we've forgotten something. Dislike. We've done our part, boys. Crazy how Chris has gone through their own personal journey to finally feel comfortable and at peace with their gender identity. And the takeaway by SUNNYV2 is just, how will this affect Mr. Beast's legacy? Exactly. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I saw this. It was... SUNNYV2 is the kind of person to say the Lackadaisy pilot, which is awesome, by the way. Go watch it. Absolutely awesome. Voice acting, animation, just great. Is worse than Cocomelon Bath Song purely because the other has more views. And then would try to find an extremely weak connection to Lackadaisy and Zoophilia because it has furries. Focusing on drama and stats rots your brain. Okay, hasn't been the best watch on people. That'll have just been an innocent mistake. I'll be honest. People trying to reach to say that Sunny is a transphobe. I don't think that's true at all. Especially misgendering someone that goes by they them. I feel like that's even harder. Or sorry, that's even easier to do than misgendering someone that goes by he, him, she, her. because it's less natural to use they and them when referring to someone. So it's a lot easier to make that mistake. Anyway. All the fucking shit. SUNNYV2 cannot be fucking serious. You do know that Chris is a real human being and not a fake Hollywood movie character, right? What are the implications of this? Sorry to every trans person out there, but if you're trans, you are forcing it like Hollywood. That's what I thought was just so weird. Yeah, it's this clip. It's this.
And if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. And if we've learned...
What was that? Why did he say that? It doesn't fit the situation whatsoever. It just makes him, it makes it seem like he's saying that Chris coming out as trans is like being shoehorned into a TV show. Like, that he's done it for inclusion, for diversity. Mad. SUNNYV2, Chris is selfish for not thinking about how being transgender is a nightmare for Mr. Beast's career. Mr. Beast. Yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He actually responded to the video. This is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend. And things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. Which, for Jimmy to get pissed off about all of this is... That's, yeah, you've done something wrong. Yeah, absolute brain rot. SUNNYV2 thinks being friends with a queer person is drama. See, I don't agree with stuff like this. No, I don't think Sunny's transphobic whatsoever. I just think he's an absolute idiot. SUNNYV2's video is gross. I don't consume Mr. Beast content, but calling an actual real person an over-the-top LGBTQ character like it was a brand choice is insane. That's like the most wild bit of the video. It's insane. Also using transphobic morons' comments on Twitter to validate this weird essay he pulled out of his ass. Like, even this description, Chris Tyson has been in a bit of hot water recently. Chris isn't the one in hot water. Chris just came out as trans and people are being transphobic towards them. That's not Chris being put in hot water. Chris didn't do anything wrong. To frame it like Chris is the one in hot water is mad. Sunny is the one in hot water right now. Is this going to be Mr. Beast's biggest controversy to date, or will Jimmy be able to steer the ship to clear waters as he usually does? Does his friend Carl Jacobs and the Carl effect have anything to do with how Chris became the most hated Mr. Beast channel? Oh, most hated Mr. Beast member. Even this description's like brain dead. What is Sunny doing? The Pyro video about the situation was so much better. Probably because Pyro is an actual ally. True. Common Jimmy W. Yeah, how long's the what is the 10 minutes.
finished is a sentence I've seen parroted all over Twitter and all over my TikTok page. With people saying that, like, this is where Mr. Beast peaked and now he's, like, regressing. They're acting like we're watching a train wreck of a Hollywood star that's completely fell off and they're getting plastic surgery for the 80th time. What's most surprising, though, these people aren't actually talking about Mr. Beast or Jimmy, the channel's creator. They're talking about his friend, who's been in a lot of his videos, Chris, or Chris the Meme God. Now, Chris is one of the OGs of the Mr. Beast group. I'm pretty sure you know that already, but to the point that they basically grew up together at school, and Chris is actually Mr. Beast's first subscriber when he made the channel.
Chris, one of the guys in the videos, he's my first subscriber. He's been my friend. It's not like I went to LA and hired some actor. He just literally, he's been day one.
But now Chris is seemingly under fire for the way he's dressing or the way he's acting in videos, leading people to spam comments like, we miss the old Chris. We want the old Chris Chandler back.
So I really just shouldn't. Gentlemen, how are we able to afford this plane?
So I'll address the elephant in the room. Chris is trans and has been for a while now. I think at least a couple of months, probably even more behind the scenes. He did come out on Twitter, I think a fair few years ago, saying he was bisexual, but now he's actually started taking HRT. And to be fair, since
I missed that bit when I watched the when I watched this video earlier, the bisexual bit. Completely missed my brain. It went straight over my head.
announcing he's been taking HRT and coming out, he's got a lot of support from the Twitter people, but a lot of other places, he's not getting any kind of support. A lot of people seem to parrot the same argument that he was happily married, he had a wife, he had a child, and now he's abandoned all of that to become trans. You know what? I'm going to say something really brave here. I don't think people that are trans wake up one morning and go, I'm going to uproot my entire life and all the security that family brings just to become trans for the funny. Chris has said in the past multiple times that he's not...
Pyro's got such a way of just eloquently evaluating things. Making the perfect statement for something. Pyro must have held himself back so hard to not call him Mr. Breast instead. I'm pretty sure he does call him Mr. Breast at one point. I hope Jimmy actually posts his own statement about this situation and completely debunks Sunny. Yes, please. He needs that ratio.
Am I allowed to steal him in like 10 minutes? You know, you've had a bit longer than I said.
Then you said?
Yeah.
You're in control of my stream now.
Always. I'm your wife. I'm in control of you, which means I'm in control of the stream.
His first subtitle said Mr. Breast, but he said Mr. Beast. I'm pretty sure that's just the editor memeing. Or maybe that's what I was remembering, that I saw the subtitle. Oh my god.
Actually with his wife anymore. They're not really together, but obviously he still sees his child. Also, for anyone thinking I'm misgendering Chris on like both of his Twitters at the minute, he's fine with like any pronouns. Now, one of the weirdest game theories I've seen circulating around this Chris coming out as trans story is how it's Carl Jacobs' fault. I'm not joking. You go onto any kind of TikTok, YouTube short, Twitter video, anything to do with Chris, like some kind of before or after comparison, you will always see the top comment being someone saying the Carl Jacobs effect.
And there's probably some legitimacy to that, because you've got a picture like someone who might be closeted about a lot of stuff, and they come across someone like Carl Jacobs who's wearing louder clothing, they've got their nails done, they look a bit more feminine. And it's like, they're being themselves. I feel like I should be able to do that. And I feel like Carl Jacobs could, like, his influence, the way he goes about his life and presents himself can encourage people to do that themselves. So it isn't essentially Carl Jacobs like making them do this or like cause like what I'm saying is Carl Jacobs in like being there and bleh, bleh. You know what I'm trying to say? Carl Jacobs does what he wants, and people admire that and think, "Hey, I should be able to be what I want as well." So it's not like here, one, when let's say person 1 hangs out with person 2 a lot and becomes more like him. That's not what's happening. It's that people are just being more comfortable coming out about who they actually
The
are.
only comparison I can make is the fact that Carl dresses up a little bit more uniquely to the Mr. Beast crew. I mean, yeah, he wears like polo shirts and stuff sometimes. I guess it's a little bit more zesty. The thing is that surprises me. I'm surprised that people are surprised that Chris came out trans. I mean, I knew from personal experience that Chris was actually talking to a fair few trans creators behind the scenes, like years before coming out. I think I read somewhere like in American youth today, it's like 1.4% of like youth identify as trans. I'm not joking when I say like in this creator space on YouTube, bro, it feels like it's 1 out of 10. I mean, there are so many YouTube groups I can think of that have at least one member who's trans. I mean, look at Fitz's group, for example, with McCreamy, Swagger Souls.
Everyone, hands in the air. Hands in the fucking air. No, shake them. Give me jazz hands. Give me fucking jazz hands. All right, ready? Ready? Ah!
They had Toby on the telly, and Toby on the telly came out as trans, renamed to Toby with an I. A couple of years ago, I actually met her in person and got some pictures of like me and her in makeup. That's the reason why when I went onto the Cold Ones podcast, I was covered in makeup. The thing is, this transition that Chris has been going through has obviously been going on behind the scenes for a very long time. But because you're only seeing him in Mr. Beast videos, people think that, you know, he's suddenly changed outfits overnight, like he's changed his entire personality. And now people are doing what they always do by using old videos as ammunition against him, finding these really old videos of him being like edgy. Like, for example, there's one where he made a joke about, you know, attack helicopters being a gender.
Alright, time to see if they've updated the gender list.
Yeah,
they have 63 genders up there, but they can't have my gender.
Yeah, this is cringe. This is cringe.
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter. People say to me that a person being a helicopter is impossible. I'm having a plastic surgeon install rotary blades, 30mm cannons, and AMG 114 Hellfire missiles on my body. From now on, I want you guys to call me Apache.
Wow, the guy that made fun of genders is now trans. Many such cases. It's obviously a poor taste joke, but again, like, you could apply...
I kind of disagree with Parrier. It's not just a poor taste joke. It is just a transphobic joke. It's not good. It's not good. But it's like, it's years ago. People change, people develop, people, I understand that, like, because even I at one point thought, haha, attack helicopter, funny thing. But you eventually, like, learn that it's not right. You learn things, you develop, you get better. Using things from years ago to say, nope, you're a hypocrite, you're a piece of poo, isn't really fair.
That to any YouTuber on earth. Look, any YouTuber, if they didn't delete their videos back in 2016, 2017, they would probably be in jail right now. I know for a fact in my older videos, I had some horrendous takes, some really like edgy language. It did not age well. Now, obviously there are people making their jabs.
Everyone
like the old Chris is better. We miss the old Chris. But then there are some like actually vile creatures making jabs at him. Like for
Pyro looks really pretty in that drag outfit.
For example, this guy, Ollie London, who made this tweet. Chris Tyson, a collaborator of YouTube's biggest channel, Mr. Breast, which is 104...
He says it! He said it! He can't help himself. He can't He just can't help himself.
43 million subscribers and 24 billion views, has gone from a straight masculine man to a transgender woman in the space of 2 months. Chris is a father to a 2-year-old baby and has a...
Yeah. What has gone from a straight masculine man? What's the definition of this masculine man? Where are you getting that from? And he's gone from that to a transgender woman in only 2 months. Yeah, sure.
Wife. He began undergoing hormone replacement therapy just 2 months ago. In a previous tweet, his 1 million followers told him, "I'm genuinely so glad so many people are learning what HRT is and how it can and has helped so many people. Chris." If anyone doesn't know, by the way, Ollie London is an individual who paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to get plastic surgery to change from a white man to a Korean man because he was just that obsessed with the whole K-pop culture. Ollie was also trans at one point, going from male to female, but then later detransitioned back into a male. I feel like he's almost projecting his experience as being a trans person onto Chris. This is also someone that is charging £1,600 for a business cameo, by the way. And that is like nowhere near the end of the cope train. It only gets worse. For example, they had a live stream on the Mr. Beast second channel a couple days ago, and they were trying to speculate that Mr. Beast, Jimmy, was like uncomfortable around Chris. What evidence do they have of Jimmy being uncomfortable? Well, see for yourself. They clearly have him dead to rights.
Watch him shuffle. He only shuffles forward. Oh my god.
That's right. You see in that live stream how Jimmy didn't look happy for a second, despite the fact that this is a live stream that went on for an hour, not a pre-recorded 8-minute high-energy video. Oh my god, he wasn't happy for a split second. He must hate Chris now. And this obviously led the entire comment section to essentially say he got the old Mr. Beast 6000 in him. I don't even need to tell you like how many people that stream, they always look like lifeless corpses. Unfortunately, it's natural. I mean, me right now doing a pre-recorded video, high energy, I probably look a little bit less like a corpse. But if I'm streaming for like 4, 5, 6 hours a day, sometimes I just don't want to fucking speak. I just want to concentrate on the game. I mean, bro, I could name so many streamers. Hassan Empty Chair, Forzen saying something every 50 minutes. Also, I want to say the moderator team for the Mr. Beast second channel where the live stream took place, they were working overtime and they definitely need a raise because I could not find a single instance of Chris being mentioned anywhere. I'm honestly pretty convinced that they just blacklisted the word Chris. I mean, I can't blame them because if you go into the actual live stream YouTube comment section, they're all basically just directing their hatred towards Chris and saying like Chris lost a bet.
And that I feel is why they were awkward throughout the whole stream. Because there was just a ton of hate in the chat.
That's not it. Oh, that's not it. It somehow gets worse. In typical Twitter fashion, they just start showing around completely fake screenshots of Chris apparently trying to do like, you know, CIA fraudulent takedowns of people that are criticizing him, filing out hundreds of lawsuits and then sending them around to like Twitter gimmick pages, which just obviously didn't happen. Even with one of these like super real, by the way, screenshots being Mr. Beast himself talking to one of his friends, like begging him, saying like, you need to respect Chris. It's like critical for the business. You know, of course, because Jimmy would actually use his own verified account to communicate with business people like that, not a WhatsApp group. The funny thing is, Chris did actually come out about this. He quote tweeted it himself saying, "My lawyer will be in contact," and then just shows a picture of Jimmy.
That is honestly one of the best pictures. It's so easy to just use it as a meme for everything. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to go get some food and spend some time with my wife. So have a good one, guys. It's been interesting. Love each other. If you're trans, people love you. I love you. Be who you want to be. And have a good one, guys.